Hello, hello, hello. I think we're live. I'll give it just a second to refresh, make sure that we are indeed live. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I'm doing this Friday instead of Thursday because as I'm recording this, this is the day after Thanksgiving. So if you're watching this today or really close to Thanksgiving, I hope your Thanksgiving was amazing and you were able to stay on plan or near plan or back on track today. I know a lot of my clients were looking forward to Thanksgiving to have something a little off of plan. But we worked together and we figured out how that looked for them in a way that they felt like they got a treat, but not so much so that it sent their blood sugars too high and going to the emergency room or something. So we wanted to make sure that they went about it in a healthy way, thought it through, planned it out, and everybody had a successful day and felt good and with no shame, no guilt, right? That's what we're after. If we haven't met, I'm Catherine Hood. I am a diabetes prevention health coach. So I can come alongside you, help you, guide you. Whatever your doctors told you to do, I can help you facilitate that. Often we don't go to the doctor, but every 3, 6, or 12 months, or maybe less than that. And oftentimes our doctors will tell us to do things, but they're there. They're with you maybe 5 minutes or 15 minutes, or if you have a really good doctor that does actually spend time with you, maybe it's 20 minutes, but they're not there between those appointments. And I'm able to help and support you with whatever plan your doctor has laid out for you. That's what I'm here to do. I come alongside you, I help you, I go at your own speed, at your own pace, and just nudge you to be a little bit better every day. All of us are facing a lot of challenges and a lot of difficulties, and it's nice to have someone there to support you, hold you accountable, a shoulder to cry on if that's what you need, or a virtual hug. So that's my job, and that's why I run this group. It's a small group, and I love that it's small, but if you do know someone that is pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetic, please invite them. You can actually add them, but make sure they know that they've been added so they can accept the request within a week. And then, if this also is your group, so if you do have challenges or questions or barriers or celebrations, post it in the group, create your own thread, let us cheer you on, let us be excited for you, or help answer your questions. We're all at a different phase, we're all on different journeys and paths, and some of us have more extreme issues than others, and I'm fortunate. I discovered mine and knew about mine at a young age. Genetically, I'm predisposed, but I also am able to keep a lean, healthy body and have my blood sugars under control without medication currently. I have been insulin dependent, so I do know what it's like to have insulin. I had 2 forms of insulin every day. And I've also been at the end of a grocery aisle crying and confused and frustrated and scared. So I've been through the gamut. I'm here to help you. So I wanted to talk about dopamine today. It's so funny. I actually, my dog's name is Tux. He's a Boston Terrier. And so Boston Terriers, if you're not aware, they're black and white. And so Tuxedo, we shorten it up as Tux. It was just a cute name, and it really fits him well. It's a great short name, and he took onto it really, really quickly. But I always joke that I want to call him Dopamine instead of Tux, because he is my little burst of dopamine every so often throughout the day. He brings me a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. But dopamine can come in other forms too. Pretty much anything that brings us happiness. Shopping, some of these things may not be healthy. Shopping, gambling, smoking, binge eating, or eating, foods that are really high in fats, sugars, and salts. Love is a thing that you can get dopamine from, and that's hugging and kissing and just being in love with someone. Exercise, you can get dopamine from exercise. But again, pretty much anything that you enjoy. But part of what Dopamine can do too much of it or too little of it can be dangerous. It can cause problems or issues. And the fact that with the high amount of dopamine in relating to food or shopping or gambling or, those addictive things, we want more. We want more. We want more because we become immune to that certain level, and then we just want more. We want more. We want more. Oftentimes, people that quit something like maybe shopaholic or gambling or smoking or whatever, they pick up a new habit, right? They're seeking that dopamine. They're looking for that dopamine. But it plays a role in our lives, right? It's a pleasure. It is built into our brain, into a neurotransmitter. Like we need it. It does impact our moods, our energy, how happy we feel. But again, I talk about that in other videos and a lot of my other trainings, that you can control how you feel by your thoughts, but I won't go into that. But too much or too little is dangerous, causing mental illnesses or issues. It affects your mood, your motivation. It'll affect your sleep, your attention, your movement, your hormones. Like all of this stuff is wrapped all together. So, if you're in this group, you're most likely either pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetic. Cutting out sugar and carbs is really important, right? We need carbs for energy. It is a primary fuel source. We do need some carbs, and I really encourage my clients to have carbs at specific times a day and certain amounts. Most of my carbs is trace carbs is what I like to call it. So it comes from veggies and other healthy, close to earth foods. But I do strategically have 2 servings of carbs or trace carbs throughout the day at a level that keeps my blood sugars steady and consistent all day long. But sugars and carbs are going to give a lot of dopamine. And so that's where we get into this realm of, well, I'm just going to have a little. And then you want to have more. And then you want to have more. And that's that dopamine. Your brain, your neurotransmitters is like, woo, woo, I want more. I need more. And your moods will shift, your hormones will shift, and your whole body shifts to demanding more, and those cravings hit hard. So some of us are more prone to, it's about, I want to say a wild guess, like 25% of the population really has to clean their environment of all sugar and carbs, because it's not something that we can have in our households. Because it's something that we have a little bit of, we can't have just a little bit. We deep dive into it. I can have some stuff in my house, but it can't be like my favorite things. So it has to be like some stuff I'm fine with. Like you can have jelly beans in my house, no worries. I won't touch those. But certain things, if they are in my house, I will know they are in my house, and I will seek them out like a missile launch seeking whatever naval ship. I don't know. It's just I know it's in the house. So there are certain things I do have to keep out of my environment, keep it out of my reach. Sometimes I even recently at the grocery store, I chose the line that I knew didn't have all those candies in them, because I knew that I would have had a little bit of a weakness that day. So I stayed away from that. But I am the type of person that is pretty good. Like yesterday, Thanksgiving, I cooked most everything with monk fruit sweetener. Use that for sweetening. My family doesn't even know. I have no clue. But there were things that were high in carbs. Like they want traditional mashed potatoes. And the way I used to make them years and years ago before I started my health journey, that's how they want them, which is really rich. So I did just have like a spoonful, like a large spoonful. So maybe like 3 tablespoons of potatoes. Cause I'm like, I probably could have went without them. They're not something that I need, but I really wanted to try them. And my daughter helps me with them too. So I kind of wanted her to feel a little bit like, support her in making that traditional dish. But I really only make that once a year. But I'm able to do that, go and have something a little richer, a little off my normal routine, and I'm able to bounce back right away. We ate dinner late yesterday, but that's just what we do. And today I'm able to go completely back on plan. Now, I do have leftovers in the refrigerator, and I'm not cooking dinner tonight. Everybody's eating leftovers. No problem. Like, I'm just going to have turkey. I have sugar-free cranberry sauce, and just regular old green beans. Like, I'm able to do that today. It's fine. I feel like I'm still enjoying the meal because I'm still having little bits and pieces out of it, but I don't have to have all that other stuff. In fact, actually, it hurts my stomach because I don't have that stuff very much. Yesterday, it hurt. Like, it didn't feel good. So to me, my body tells me it's like, this is not fun. But anyways, back to dopamine. The biggest issue is the breakdown of the reward system. So we keep getting, if we're the type of person that eats, those carbs and those sugars, and we start going down that path of more and more and more, our body wants more and more. It's that reward system. We're looking for that dopamine hit. That's one of the many reasons. Now, there's other reasons as well, and a lot of times they're really deep rooted reasons, but dopamine is one of them. But too much dopamine over time will lower that satisfaction. So you might be able to have, let's say, a Reese's peanut butter cup today, but a year from now, if you keep having those, one may not be enough, right? You're going to go, I need more. I need more. It's like a drug. It really is. So, but yeah. So a person will want more, seek more satisfaction, looking for that dopamine hit. We're going to eat it faster. We're going to eat it quicker. We're going to want more, and one will never be enough. So what are some things that you can do to offset this? Well, one, cut out the sugars, cut out the carbs, except for, whatever your doctor's telling you, whatever you need. For me, I have to stay under 100 carbs a day. Otherwise, my blood sugar's soar. So I have to be really cautious about that, and I strategically place them. And I have a certain amount every meal. I do eat small meals all throughout the day and feel really good about that. Gives me a lot of energy, and I feel good, and I'm able to move and not feel heavy or weighed down. But one thing you can do to help with dopamine is eat protein, animal protein or lean proteins that you absolutely enjoy, and making sure that you're using vegetables that you enjoy and berries, as long as you're checking with your meter, making sure that it doesn't spike you. And no, for me, I have to eat lean protein with every meal. That helps prevent any spikes. It keeps me really stable and steady throughout the day. But some other things that you can do to get a dopamine hit, like I told you earlier about the story about tax, is animals are great for a dopamine hit, right? It's a non-food thing. Like I said, sometimes I'll probably actually after I get off of here, I'm going to go down because he just went downstairs. I don't know why. I'm going to go downstairs and check on him and see what he's doing and play with him for like even just a minute. Just be silly with him for a minute. Be like a kid and play with him. It gives me a dopamine hit. It's like a reward after doing this video. Some other things would be making sure that you're moving a lot throughout the day. Not just exercise necessarily. You don't have to go to a gym, and most gyms are closed anyways right now. But moving, intentionally moving outside of your normal daily activities. One thing that works really great, if you're able and the weather allows you to, just walk 5 to 10 minutes after your meals. Really helps with the digestion, helps with your blood sugar levels, but moving regularly. Making sure that you have probiotics every day, some sort of supplement that helps with that, is really, really important. I kind of fell off track on that, to be honest, for a while, but I'm back on it. I take probiotics actually twice a day because your gut health is really, really important. So that way you do have the ability to have a good dopamine hit, and your digestion is working properly as well, and it feels good. But avoiding saturated fat. So that's all these fried foods or processed foods like, I don't know, donuts and cakes and cookies and stuff like that. Staying completely away from that will help with your dopamine levels. Because remember, again, if you keep eating that stuff, you're going to want more and more and more because it's not enough. It's like a drug. It's like, I don't know, cocaine. I don't know. You just want more and more. But, making sure that you're getting enough sleep too allows you to get proper amount of dopamine. Sleep is such an underrated, free thing, making sure you're getting a good 8 hours of sleep, laying in bed, staying horizontal, teaching your body to stay in bed for 8 solid hours and creating that healthy habit consistently every single night. Another thing that's really great to get a dopamine hit is music. Have a playlist that is all of your favorite songs. I don't know if it's the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever it is that era that you love. Get a playlist together. I love music. Music gets me going. I have a Peloton. I absolutely love it. And I'm always drawn to the 80s and the 90s, you know. And I love those music, those songs, those playlists that they have. And I am able to actually add them to my playlist as I go, as they pop up. I'm like, gosh, I haven't heard this song in so long. But music is great. And double down and have a playlist and dance till your heart sings. Nobody's watching. Do it in your living room. That's exercise or movement, whatever you want to call it. And then music on top of it. It's an extra hit of dopamine. And guess what? You're going to want more and more and more, right? It's like a drug. But do that. Have music be a part of your daily routine, even if it's just 2 minutes. It's fabulous. One song, right? Songs are usually anywhere from 2 minutes to 4 minutes. Perfect. One song a day. Find a song, get it playing, play it loud in your headphones or blast it on your speakers and move your body to it. Meditation is great for getting a dopamine hit too. Again, it kind of goes back to that pleasure center again. What brings you pleasure? What gives you joy? For me, one of the things that I do every morning is I journal. I got away from it for a while, and I've been doing it again for quite a while actually, and I absolutely love it. Before I do anything, well, I eat and I hydrate and then I journal. Before I do anything on my computer, like I don't check email, I don't check my phone, but I journal. And I fill up a whole piece of paper. I have a notebook that I fill the whole paper up. I write, I am grateful, I am beautiful, I'm amazing, I'm incredible. I do a bunch of I am statements at the top. And then the rest of it I fill with goals. My goals, today's goals, this week's goals, month goals, 2 months goals, whatever. I just keep going until the page is filled up. And sometimes I hit lifetime goals, things that I want to do in my life. And that is energizing and powerful. I get a hit of dopamine from doing that. I also love YouTube videos. I change all the time, like people that I'm listening to, but the people that give me energy and lift me up and get me excited and make me want to face my day, I listen every day. And usually I do that as I'm getting ready in the shower. I kind of like fold it into like when I'm doing dishes or things that I'm doing that I just want to listen to something that's motivational and exciting, right? And while I'm doing something menial, sweeping, vacuuming, dishes, raking, whatever it is, something that allows me to learn or grow or feel good about myself. I love YouTube or what's the other thing? Podcasts. You know, I went through a phase of podcasts too. So it's just kind of whatever I'm really focused on at the time, subject wise, I just dive deep into it. And I just find people that I just want to listen to and I love and I enjoy. But podcasts are great, YouTube videos. But being out in nature is such a huge hit on dopamine. 10 minutes a day. I'm not saying go out there and get skin cancer and bask in the sun, but we do need sunlight. It allows us to really get a good night's sleep. Really aligns our circadian rhythm, makes us feel good. Being in nature and really observing like nature itself, like what it looks like, what it feels like, the smell, listening to the sounds, huge dopamine hit. So being out in nature, but making sure that once a year, I get it done twice a year, I get my blood work done and making sure that my vitamin levels are in alignment with my needs. I know at one point in time I was advised to take a whole bunch of supplements without getting blood work done and I got way out of whack. My iron levels were through the roof and I couldn't figure out why I felt horrible. That was why. My body holds on to iron. Not everybody's does. My daughter doesn't. Like she has to take iron. So everybody's different. But making sure your vitamin B, vitamin D, vitamin C, all calcium, all these things are in alignment with what phase you are in your life and how you're doing and feeling, and getting good quality supplements. The ones that I choose are high quality. You get what you pay for. It shows up in the blood work too. Proven fact, at least through my own personal experience. Something else I like to do is making sure I eat berries and protein every day. At least one meal, oftentimes 2 of my meals consist of just that. A lean protein and berries. Berries have a huge amount of antioxidants, high and rich in nutrients, and it's wonderful. I have frozen berries coming out my gills, but in the summertime I go and actually pick them in nature and prefer them, but we're in winter right now, so frozen will work. But making sure you're having enough omega-3 foods as well. Two examples I'll just give is wild fish and spinach. These things are really, really good for your joints, your brain, your skin, your eyes, your body, all of the above. But I double down on my omega-3 supplements because I'm prone or have the genetic markers for Alzheimer's. So that's something that I have to be very aware of, and so should you. All right, so I feel like I rambled a lot. I gave a lot of information. I did go over my 15 minutes. That's me. But I want to honor your time, and I hope that you got some value out of this video. Please comment below. Tell me that you did, please, or at least say hello. It reassures me that these are being watched. I'd like to continue doing them, but I do need your support and love underneath these. If we haven't talked yet, I do open up my calendar to you for a free 30-minute conversation. Talk about your goals. I won't hard sell you on anything. That's not my style. That's not my personality. I do have a wellness app that you can go on for a whole week for free. Try it out. It's amazing. It's incredible. What it is I watch you, I check on you twice a day and nudge you forward. Encourage you to move forward in your health. In that manner. If you wanted to do it for 30 days, it's $85, and we talk twice during that 30 days. So at 2 weeks and then at 4 weeks, we talk. Stream value, right? We talk, I nudge you forward, I help you achieve your goals, whatever those are, help you facilitate whatever your doctor's telling you to do. Because I know my doctor told me, you need to eat better and you need to move more. I didn't know what that meant. I did it for a day, I think. Now looking back, I had no idea what I was doing. I went to a nutritionist too, and I walked in and I walked out way more confused. So I've been in your shoes, and I've struggled, and I've just really immersed myself deep into knowledge so I can learn this inside out and backwards, so I could be a resource for people in your shoes. All right, guys, thank you so much. Please comment below, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. I hope to hear from you. Please message me. Don't feel like you're bothering me. I love getting messages from you guys, even if it's just something encouraging. I love getting messages, or if you need help, that is great as well. All right. Thank you. Bye.